We just got through taking an aerial tour of the Steiner Ranch area. Obviously one of the most heavily damaged neighborhoods in the immediate area of Austin. And pretty powerful visuals of individuals who lost everything from the standpoint of their homes and possessions. The magnitude of these losses are pretty stunning. Some 1,000 homes that we've lost across the state. We're over 100,000 acres of new fires. Even with this tragedy, the good news is that there are no lives lost in these neighborhoods. Yesterday when we were in Bastrop, we saw the extent of damage that's suffered throughout this area of central Texas. And I made the comment that it's one of the meanest fires that I've ever seen. And what my characterization was that this fire, just the dark clouds of, whether it was an automobile or a home or a propane tank that had exploded. And you see when we have fires of this type, you normally would see white smoke. And these, they're interspersed with substantial amounts of black smoke, which is unfortunately homes and people's possessions, lifetimes of people's collections being lost. But again, no lives have been lost at this particular point in time. Across the state, we've had, as I shared with you, over 1,000 homes have been destroyed. We got a lot of Texans living in shelters now, living with friends, and a reflection of Texans taking care of Texans. It's what they do, living with friends and loved ones, and in some cases, rank strangers taking care of people they've never met before. And it's a storyline that we've seen too many times across our state this year. Some 3.6 million acres now have been burned since fire season started last December. That landmass is equal to approximately the size of the state of Connecticut. As these dry conditions persist, it's pretty easy to forget the potential devastation from one careless act, and as we have said a number of times over the past week, it bears repeating. Texans need to really be careful as they go outside in any activities that could cause a brush fire. And at this point, we're just urging people to avoid any outdoor activity which could conceivably start a fire. It's just too dry to take any action that could cause one of these massive fires to get started. Over the past day, I've had a chance to meet with people caught in this wildfire's path. Some who've lost everything, some who have not been able to go back into neighborhoods to know whether or not their homes, their possessions have been lost. I've also had the opportunity, Senator, to talk to some of the bravest men and women that we have. That's our firefighters, emergency medical technicians, all these first responders who are making a difference in people's lives, defending property, lives. I thank them for that. We're blessed in this state to have some of the most talented, most dedicated first responders in the nation. Unfortunately, they get a lot of practice, whether it's hurricanes or tornadoes. We still do have floods, but these wildfires have had their substantial impact on this state. We will continue to make sure that our state resources are available and are properly applied to help limit the damage to these massive wildfires. And again, I want to remind everyone to stay out of harm's way, follow instructions. When there is a call for evacuation, take it very seriously. Yes, your homes and your possessions are important, but there's nothing more important than people's lives. So stay tuned to the reports about where these wildfires are, what direction they're moving. Find your way to safety when one of these fires threaten your area. Now I'd like to ask Nim Kidd, he's our State's Director of Emergency Management, to come forward and just give you some quick details about the current status of the fires that we've got now. I think we're over 50 fires that we're managing from a state standpoint. And I want to remind people that's just the number of fires that the state is managing. We've got a substantial number of fires that the local fire departments are handling on their own. San Antonio yesterday, they had a 2-alarm blaze that they took care of themselves. And there's a lot of that going on across the state, fires that are being handled just by the local fire departments, volunteer firefighters across the state, working in conjunction with paid firefighters. So, Chief, let me just ask you